I'm just curious, are you feeling overwhelmed with grief and sadness, or just feeling fearful surrounding recent world events? Is your life feeling more like a war zone rather than a life of joy? Are you angry at what's happening around you and you just don't know how to deal with it? My goodness, you are not alone. Have you ever felt held back by self-doubt, whether it's speaking up in a meeting or connecting with others or simply just believing in your own worth? Well, you're not alone. Welcome to the Crazy Confidence Coach podcast. I'm Heather Edwards, Master Certified Life Coach, and my goal is to empower you to step into your most authentic, confident self. Here, you're going to discover practical strategies and powerful insights to help you improve your communication, deepen those relationships, and elevate your self-esteem. And each week, I'm going to guide you through some actionable tips and mindset shifts that are specifically designed to help you break free from fear, show up boldly in every area of your life, and build crazy confidence. Are you ready to stop hiding in the shadows, playing small, and avoiding the spotlight? Grab your favorite pen and a notebook, and let's get to it. The people I've been talking to, the people that I work with, people are all feeling very similarly in that everybody seems to be a little overwhelmed, whether it's just grief or it's fear or sadness or anger or whatever thoughts are coming up for people. They're very, very strong. We are going through unprecedented events in our world, and it's kind of the back end of a time period that was an extended time period of uncertainty when the world was actually shut down and fear was served on a plate every single day. So many of us have been in this physical state of fight or flight for several years. This is not a good place for our nervous systems, and it impacts our health and our relationships every single day. Feelings of grief, sadness, anger, frustration, overwhelm, fear, all of it are a normal part of life. In no way is what's happening in our world normal, but our responses is normal. And some would say we're having healthy responses by being sad or frustrated or overwhelmed with grief. So imagine a world where we didn't have these feelings. And when people are being shot in schools and in churches, people get stabbed in public and nobody helps them, even being beheaded at work if you're the manager because you have an argument with an employee, or being shot on a college campus. All of these are horrific events. There is absolutely no excuse for what is happening all around us. People are wound up tight and we're not responding as we should. I'm going to stop here for a second and say, if you're triggered by discussions of faith, you might want to fast forward the audio just for a few minutes. There are a few things that I just feel I need to touch on before I focus on the tips for you today. And I really do encourage you to listen in, but if not, no worries, just fast forward, because I've included an amazing exercise that I think you can do immediately. Well, I know that you can do immediately, and it will help give you that relief that you need from struggling with emotions or just fear and grief. So many of us are struggling with emotions and feel overwhelmed. I really think we need this tool, and it's a tool you can pull out for yourself the rest of your life, and it will help you. So fast forward if you need to, if you don't want to hear the faith stuff, that's your prerogative, but I hope you stay. Okay, my thought on all of this is that you must get grounded in your faith. If you are not a believer, that's okay. I just encourage you to search your heart. Are you feeling a pull of some sort? Do you have questions about what being a woman or a man of faith means? If you aren't sure what's holding you back, no worries. That's just very normal, especially if you haven't been around it most of your life, or for whatever reason you're not interested in it. That's okay. Just spend time in quiet time and in prayer. I believe that prayer is communicating to God and then meditating on what God has to respond with. And my thought has been lately that I'm just curious what God wants from me. You don't have to profess your faith to say a prayer and sit and listen and meditate on what God's response is. You don't have to make any commitment to do that simple act of just taking the time to say a prayer and then just seeing what response you get. What's interesting is a month ago, probably 3 months ago, I was having this repetitive thought. This was way before the recent super chaotic events have happened, but I was having this repetitive thought. How do I know what the truth is? And when we live in this world that we have all these fake things out there, there's fear, fake news, distorted messages all the time. And honestly, it's minute to minute. We're getting it so much information that way. And I was feeling overwhelmed. I was feeling like, man, I don't know if that's true or it's not true. And when you see things, it can stir at you emotionally and it can make you feel poorly or feel badly for other people or not feel badly for other people. Maybe it just makes you angry at other people. But the reality is I had this thought, how do I know what's true and how do I know what's not true and what do I need to do with it? So I was also feeling this pressure of making sure that I researched everything, find the truth, avoid all the crazies, all that kind of stuff. And then one day I realized finding the truth in today's world where so many lies are there may not happen for me. I may never find the truth. And avoiding everything isn't an option, right? And living under a rock is impossible and certainly not a life I want to lead. I want to be a functional person in this world, the best I can be. So what I came to know, and that I've known my whole life, at least since I was probably 11 or 12, is that all I need is God's guidance. Here's the catch. What I came to think about was I'm not really equipped to follow that guidance because I had gotten away from intimately knowing His Word. And what I mean by that is I wasn't in the Bible every day. I would do Bible studies where I would pick and choose what I was listening to or learning about, but really knowing God's Word. And although I'm not the best Bible verse person or a Bible studied person, I am a prayer warrior. I have been a prayer warrior most of my life. And if you are a friend or a family member of mine, you are most likely covered in prayers by me or have been at some point. I know and I have known that I needed more. I have been feeling this need to read and understand the Bible. So I made a commitment several months back to start reading the Bible cover to cover. So I committed to doing this, and it's the best thing I've ever done. Did you know? This is one little thing that I didn't know. Maybe you know this. I just didn't. Did you know the Bible, the way we get it today, is not chronological? So in other words, Genesis is the first book, but all the other books are not chronologically in order. And that blew my mind. How can I have been a person who has been in the Bible since I was 11 years old, or even earlier? I was saved at 11 or 12. But how did I not know that? I don't know. I don't know how I didn't know that, and it's okay. There's no contest here. What I do know is that I have had this on my heart for a while, and I know that I need to be more knowledgeable of the Bible and what's in it. So that's what my commitment is, and I really believe that in this short time that I have learned so much. And to be honest, even though I thought I knew it, I was wrong. It's prompted so many deep and enlightening conversations with people in my life, both of Christians and of non-Christians, of people who have no faith, who I still love and adore and want in my world. I truly feel as if I'm a baby learning the basics again, and I am loving it. I love the innocence that I feel that I have, the questions that I am asking in my brain, and I'm getting research on, and I'm learning more, tapping into friends and very studied people that I know what they're talking about. And what I'm understanding more and more, that you have to be grounded. Being grounded in your beliefs in a time of crisis helps you cope, and the amount of confidence that you gain from this process will rival any confidence gaining tips I will ever share with you. So I just want to encourage you, and notice I didn't say be grounded in my beliefs here. I want you to be a believer with me. I really do. I want nothing more, but I don't believe that God is going to call us all to the altar at the same time. And I don't believe that my story is your story, and I don't believe that I can tell you what to believe. And I don't want to tell you what to believe. I can tell you what I believe and why I believe it, and I hope that it touches your heart, and I hope that it helps you along your journey. And you may be someone who will teach me something that I will follow you on my journey. Whatever the case may be, if you're someone who is struggling with this world, I want to help you as much as I can. I want to be there for you. I believe that there is hope, and I believe there is so much to be thankful for. If you're struggling and you need that help and you don't know anywhere else to go, book a discovery call and we'll work through it. We'll spend a few minutes looking at how you can process some of the pain, some of the fear, some of the grief, and hopefully you can walk away from that feeling a little better. So now I appreciate you listening in on that, and I hope that you got something from that. I'll move on to practical tips that I think you can work on to help you handle feelings of grief and fear with all the things that are going on. The first tip: welcome your feelings and emotions and know it is okay to feel what you're feeling. And yes, even if you're feeling something I wouldn't want you to feel, like there are some things that are happening that I absolutely do not agree with, and I don't want to condone them, but I believe that feelings and emotions are our own, and you have to feel what you're going to feel and process it. Feelings of anger, grief, confusion, fear. All of those things, when you see or experience something that's violent or tragic, it's a normal response. And when you are experiencing your thoughts and emotions, you're just going to have to give yourself that space and time that's needed to process those emotions. So here's that exercise I promised earlier. I use it to help my clients process emotion in the moment. When I notice someone on a call with me that they are having emotion, oftentimes what happens is we as humans, we try to repress our emotion. When it kind of, that bubbly feeling that comes up and you feel it in your chest or you feel it in your throat or you feel your eyes getting ready to water, you kind of push it down. This is an exercise I want you to learn to do to help you process and allow that feeling, that emotion that comes up for you. So first of all, if you can do it safely, I want you to do this with me. But if you're driving a car, if you're walking, exercising, or running, something that you might run into something or fall in a hole, or driving a car and run into someone, don't do it right now. Take a few minutes when you are safely stopped and come back to this and do it then. It only takes a few minutes to do, but it can be an absolutely life-changing, powerful way to identify and process emotions that are stirring inside of you. The benefit is that it offers you the opportunity to feel the emotions and release them, or at the very least, understand them a little bit better. When emotions come up, a lot of times, like I said, we're pushing them away. We're kind of like resisting them, right? And if you know anything about me, the doubts, insecurities, resistance and triggers and emotion and doubts, insecurity, all of it, they're all tied to emotions, right? But the things that we resist or the things that we're afraid of, we don't go toward them. So this exercise is definitely a go toward something, to emotions, and helping you release them rather than bottle them up and keep them inside. And why do we want to allow them and express them? Because they can impact your behavior, they can impact your health, and ultimately they can impact your outlook on life. They can impact your ability to see clearly, to think clearly. So I want all of us to get better at processing our emotions and understanding what we're feeling and how our thoughts are impacting us. So my goal here is to help you process what you're feeling so you can have more clarity, more empathy, and eventually find a standard of peace for yourself and get back to joy in spite of the challenges that come up. We are all going to experience challenges. We're all going to see or have things happen to us that are just not wonderful things. So one good thing is to figure out how to process the emotions and the thoughts that you will have as a result of them. So first of all, find a safe place to take a seat, preferably sitting in a chair with your feet on the ground and your hands loose, either just gently sitting on your legs or to your side, because you're going to use them here shortly. And then you're going to just breathe in. I want you to take your hand or both. I usually just use my right hand and put it over my heart. And sometimes I'll use my left hand and put it over my right hand and just place both of them on my heart. It doesn't matter, one or both works. And then you're going to close your eyes. And when you close your eyes, I just want you to take a moment. And I want you to take long, deep breaths, at least 3. And I want you to really do this. I want you to come in and exhale. And kind of think about it a little bit as just slowing down, slowing the pace down, and taking deliberate breaths, filling up your lungs and releasing it. Getting back into your body and calming yourself down. Once you have found your breath, begin to take stock of how your body feels. Where do you feel tense, pain, or resistance? And does that pain take on a shape or a color? Where in your body do you feel what you're feeling? If you're feeling sad, is that sadness coming up in your throat? Does it have a color of yellow or gold? Or does it feel clumpy or hard? What does it feel like? Take all your energy to that spot in your body and simply be with that feeling and breathe into it and relax that part of your body. If you're there and it feels like it needs to explode or expand, allow it. Allow it to happen and feel it. It might cause you to emote more. It might cause you to cry or cry harder, or it may cause you to turn red and have sweat pouring down you, because the way our body responds can be very, very physical sometimes. But allow your body to do whatever it needs to. Allow your brain to think all those thoughts and process them and experience them and let them out. And as you're doing that and you're going through that and you allow it to happen, I want you to take a step once you've calmed down and you're able to process and come back. And I want you to thank your body, your mind, for working to protect you and guard you from the pain you're feeling, from the fear you're feeling, from the sadness you're feeling, from the overwhelm, because that's what's happening when we're holding it in and our bodies are hurting and we're struggling. It's our bodies holding on to all of it. And unless you release it and unless you acknowledge it, your body is going to continue to hold on to it. I cannot tell you, if you notice your body is responding or wanting to hold on to the discomfort, that is okay. Keep doing this throughout your day. Give yourself a 3-minute period every couple of hours to process and see how you're doing. It's okay, because it simply means that you're human. You have thoughts and fears that you still need to process, and you can just keep doing it until it gets less and less. This isn't a fix-all. This isn't I did it, I'm done, I'm great, I'm whatever. But it is great for acute, constant fight or flight. I don't know what to do. It's great to come back into your body and feel things. Okay, so I hope you can learn that process, taking your deep breaths, slowing it down, getting in touch with it, allowing it, and then bringing yourself back to deep breaths. I encourage you to do this, and I encourage you to sign up for a session. I have discounted rates right now. I'm just doing that because I want to help as many people as I can. But if you want help processing some of these emotions, some of these things that are happening in your brain and around you, book a session. Let's do it together and get you to a place where you can stop living in fight or flight. That's not a place that we want to stay in. The next practical tip I want to share with you is that we all have to practice some self-care right now. And what does self-care look like for high emotions during high input times? And when I say high input times, it's just all the things, right? All the big tragedies happening around us and all the fears that are the fear mongering that we have going on. Here are a few non-negotiables for me at this time. I limit or detox from social media completely for specific time frames, whether that's an hour, 2 hours, 10 hours, 2 days, a week, whatever it is. Schedule some detox from input, meaning news, social media. It could be certain people that you're around. You don't want to hear from them. That may be your limit or detox from them. The next thing is you're going to get physically active. Take a walk, jump on a mini jumper, run, go to the gym, do yoga, stretch. Mainly the whole thing here, the point is to get your blood flowing into your entire body. You don't necessarily have to sweat, but if you can sweat, that would be great. If you happen to have a sauna's good. Getting physically active just gets your blood flowing and it helps you feel better. Those endorphins get going. That will help your brain as well. Getting in some grounding by either walking or sitting in the grass, using a grounding mat, grounding sheets if you have them, or just taking a walk in the woods to get extra oxygen going and having a nature submersion. Basically, anything that gets your brain going and oxygen going and grounding and helping your body stabilize itself, helping your body be more, but being able to help you by you helping it. The other thing is it's really important during these times to limit substances. We tend to run to alcohol or cigarettes or foods and sugar and all the things that aren't great for our bodies, but this is the time to treat your body and your mind so well that it can turn around and treat you well. Okay, so staying away from those things. And then one of the greatest things you can do right now is connect with other people. Find your friends, your family, groups that you are involved in, church community that you simply enjoy being with and bond. You don't need to talk about anything important. You don't necessarily have to have conversations that are deep and cathartic, but it is good to connect with others. Connection relieves stress and it helps us remember we're not alone in the world. The world is hurting right now. The reality is that none of us are alone, but all of us can feel isolated or singled out or alone. So find those people that you can connect with no matter what and do it. Connect with them, invite them for dinner, have a barbecue cookout, play a game night, watch a movie together, whatever it is, find a reason and a way to connect with others. The other thing is I want to encourage you that if you're having thoughts or frustrations or something that you feel like you don't have an outlet, I always encourage people to write things down. Take a notebook, piece of paper, a napkin, it doesn't matter. Get the thoughts, write them down and put them on paper. 2 reasons. The act of writing or the act of putting it down, typing doesn't do the same for me, but if typing works for you, that's great. But giving yourself a voice, it can be therapeutic. It's simple. You can see it and get it out of your head and it leaves your brain open for other thoughts and feelings. Because when your brain is so stuffed with thoughts and feelings that you can't think for yourself or you feel overwhelmed, it's really difficult. So it may just be as simple as just writing it down. It can also give you some relief because the act of writing it out, what you're thinking and feeling can help your mind relax a little and allow the thoughts that are going crazy just to pause. I really need to look into the science behind that because I don't know that that's scientific, but I can tell you that it does help your brain feel less crowded. The last thing I want to say is that if you need help, please get help. If you need assistance processing feelings, set a coaching appointment with me. I said this before, but my coaching sessions right now are at a discount. But I'm also wanting to encourage you that if you need deeper, more specific help, find a therapist and set an appointment with them. Go do that right now because from what I'm hearing, they're booked and really hard to get into. And that's okay. Go ahead and book it. And if you're not sure that that's exactly what you want, that's okay. Just go to your one session. And by then, if you're doing better, great. You took care of yourself regardless. And if you really need to get in to see somebody or talk to somebody or process some emotions, I'm always here. Get on my website, hcedwardscoaching.com or thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. So the last thing I want to say is I really just want to encourage you to be open. I want you to be full of love and just willingness to listen to other people. Just like you may be feeling right now, you never know when someone needs to speak out, who needs a hug, some oxytocin. I think it's 20 seconds you need to have for a hug to get that oxytocin, whether it's to understand the feelings that they're feeling, whatever it is. I know that well because I love to speak out loud to process as I go. And it isn't always the way that everyone wants to do it. Not everyone likes to do it that way. And some people are really put off by that when there are people who need to talk to process. It's okay to be you. It's okay to do what you need to do. Find your safe space for you to do what you need to do to get your grief and your fear kind of acknowledged and processed, and leave yourself open to other people doing the same when they need to do that. The reality is that when we speak to each other with curiosity and we are respectful, it just really does this wonderful thing of elevating us. When we're able to hear other people out, when we're able to hear where someone's coming from a place of curiosity, even when we don't agree on everything, it's better for all of us, every single one of us. If you happen to be listening to this, thank you for listening to the end. I want you to know this. You are in my prayers. I have been hurting along with you for a variety of reasons, and I feel like the world has been feeling a little dark lately. That's okay. We'll be fine. But there's still so much to be thankful for, and there's so much to enjoy in this life, and there's so much for you to enjoy. There's so much hope, even in the dark days. There's hope, there's light, and I pray that you're able to find all of that. I pray that you're able to find the hope. I pray that you're able to be thankful for something today, and I pray that you are able to enjoy something today in this life, because there's so much of that still out there. I will be here next Tuesday, and I hope to see you back here then. Have a great day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It has been a blast. I would love for you to do me a huge favor and either go leave a rating or a review. And if you really love the podcast or you've learned anything at all, please pass it on to a friend or a family member that might enjoy the podcast as well. That's how I grow, and that's how I'm able to continue bringing you content. If you are interested in coaching, just go to thecrazyconfidencecoach.com. You can sign up for a free discovery call there. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you next Tuesday so we can build our crazy confidence together. Love you big.